Cheers, y'all.
Cheers. I can't get you.
There we go.
Let's go.
All right. Welcome.
How are we?
Oh, I guess we should sip first. Welcome to the Genius at Work podcast. We're here again at Radio Room, and we have another guest with us. We have Bruce Williams.
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, dude? Let's give it up for Bruce. AKA Hamza. Are we still going by Hamza
Oh no!
at all?
Dude. I
Is
mean,
that a...
no.
Did I dead name you?
No, I do love the name Hamza. And there's definitely a lot of people I think who still like, I think refer to me as that name like today. But no, I think like Hamza for sure is like dead at this point.
Oh,
you
man.
know, like
Okay.
if I DJ, like it's only with Luis, it's only as Los Dos, you know?
Okay. So it's either Bruce or you're a
R.I.P.
unit
Hamza.
with Luis.
Yeah, I'll still answer to Hamza though.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
if
for
somebody
sure.
screams from the block like, hey! So I'll be like, what's up?
So I guess to start, let's
sure.
just give a little like how like you do a lot. You're a very involved guy. I think one of the things that's important to say is like the guests that we've had on the podcast, I like to say it's like people who just are doers. You have like a passion, you
Thank
have a
you.
vision, you have a dream,
Thank you.
and you just take action toward it. That's one of the reasons why I definitely wanted to have you on
Thank you,
and
bro.
just talk
Thank
with
you.
you.
Thank
But
you.
like with that means that there's a lot that you do. So like how would you describe who you are and what you do?
I'm sure a lot of people here probably do know, right, that are probably being tuning to this, and maybe some people that don't. But I am in the nightlife industry. I have a nightclub that we do nothing but like underground house music in a sense. And we do it after hours from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. I am also a DJ, also a producer. And yeah, I got my way through the nightlife through working in strip clubs and then working downtown. And just to make a long story short, even though we'll get into a long story, you know, I basically, you know, about 3 years ago, 3.5, 4 years ago is kind of like when the idea for the cut kind of came into my head. And I realized that, you know, I didn't really have the funds or more or less an investor that would kind of believe in somebody who's only like been in the bar industry or ran bars before.
Because you're 25 now.
25 now, 20 when I was starting the process. And so long story short, I saw that these after hours were going on, you know, and there was a lot of, you know, more or less hood, more or less not so safe after hours, definitely not playing house music, you know. And I just saw an opportunity through like a friend who was willing to sublease me his building. And we decided to say fuck it and just try after hours, you know, and make it safe and make it surrounded by house music and this music that I love that I can't really hear anywhere else, you know.
Especially at the time. Like
Yeah.
now it's more common, but
For
at
sure.
that
Yeah,
point
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
for
definitely
sure.
a lot less.
For sure. For sure it is more common. I know you definitely have like the guys who own the concourse who have definitely brought in a lot of those bigger underground tech house artists or kind of house artists, you know, kind of when you know, I wasn't even around in the scene at the time. I think I'd like to say like 2018, 2019, 2020, even a little before, you know. But I think we're more or less the first club in Austin to stay consistent with our sound of what we're booking,
For
you
sure.
know. We don't go to like melodic tech house or more or less like commercial tech house or even techno or dubstep or whatever it is, you know. We stick to one sound. And yeah, we've been
And it
pushing
works.
from there. Yeah,
Because-
it works.
So well.
Because
It does.
the first cut was, I
No,
guess,
that's
not
like-
too far
No,
from
not
here.
too far from here.
I remember the first time
we
we showed up and I was like,
It was the first night it opened.
yeah, the first night it opened.
Yeah, you're right.
And we walked up to one other afters party, and it was this group of guys, and they're like, "You're at the wrong spot," and like we definitely did not fit in. And so they're like, "It's around the corner." So we walked in, and Jared was like, "Oh, we got to go to this place. It's called The Cut. Bruce is opening it." I'm like, "Where are you taking me? What? It's like 2:30 in the morning. Like, can we go home?" And we walked into it, and I was like, "Okay, I can definitely fuck with this."
No, and it was like on a fucking Z level compared to like where
For
it's at
sure.
right now, you know?
And then because, like, I guess my point of that is it was a hole in the wall kind of place. You
Yeah,
guys, I guess threw together like pretty quickly. I'm guessing.
I think me and Migs, like, bro, I don't know, we probably put like 15 grand into the place,
Yep.
you know, it wasn't much, you know, and like we were only open every other weekend, and homeboy who we were renting it from was taking like 40% of our door, and we were paying half of his rent. It was only every
Damn.
other weekend, so like. we knew it was just for like brand exposure at first. We only had a 6-month lease, you know, but like that was, yeah, like, I mean, fuck, we weren't making no money in the first 6 months, you know, but fuck it blew the brand up.
But
you know?
then, like, not too long, less than a year later, you were at a second location.
We were at a second
and then
location.
a third location downtown, and now
Yes.
you have like a huge, like, everybody knows the cut now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Anybody
for
who just
sure.
goes out and knows nightlife, everybody knows the cut.
I think we definitely made After Hours popular, for
Without a
sure.
doubt.
For sure.
It was,
Definitely
the,
for
it was
sure.
the first like real one.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, but that's what I was saying. Like, you had the guys who had the concourse and you had Kingdom, right? But I personally have never stepped into Kingdom, so like, I was just too young, you know.
Yep.
But even them, like, you know, they transferred over to this whole concourse thing, and I think they opened up the concourse like in, fuck, I don't even know,
years ago, a few years ago.
21,
Yeah,
20, something
yeah.
like that, you know. And we came on in 21, you know, which means they, I don't know when they stopped, you know. But yeah, dude.
Getting to like the idea of like you being a doer, I remember the first day that I was at the first night we went to the cut. I paid my cover, I put it on my credit card, and my receipt was for jet ski rentals.
I forgot about that.
I think it was BMW jet ski rentals. I had no idea what the fuck that meant.
God, that was
And
hysterical.
but you like.
Bro, I had an
you were-
LLC already open.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
fuck, it
Yeah.
wasn't making no fucking money, you know what I mean? So it was just like, I already had the Square account, and it was just like, it
Exactly.
was all short timing, you know? I didn't have time to get the
to go
Square
through
account
it.
approved and this and that,
But
you know?
I mean, I guess my point in saying that is like, first off, you had a history of starting businesses,
for sure. Yeah,
and so
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to get into that. But also, like, even like you have the opportunity to make something happen. You found this lease, you wanted to make it happen, so you just went for it, and you used like the resources you had available, like your Square account, for example.
Yeah,
like,
no.
so I'd love to just know, like, you mentioned strip clubs. We know now BMW jet skis. Walk me through like your late teens, I guess, into like getting into this world and getting into the cut.
I met my pops when I was about 16. And like 16 to 18, we somewhat stayed in touch. I moved out here to Austin. When
Where
I was
were you
about,
before?
I was in Israel.
Okay.
And I was really only supposed to be here for about 2 months and then go back to Israel, but I had some complications in my knees and stuff, so I just ended up staying over here. About, I want to say like a month after me like moving here, I started working in my dad's clubs as like a bar back. And I had a buddy who I had met probably about like a month or two in. And he kind of more or less showed me a little bit of the ropes of, I guess, like the nightlife industry, you know, and like how you can make, you know, just because like your position is telling you to do one thing, it doesn't mean you can't step outside of that role and, you know, make more money or do whatever it may be. So I kind of figured out as like, as a bar back, like, you know, even though there's managers' jobs to like sell bottles and sell tables and sell liquors, like, how come I can't do it? Like, I'm personable with people. I know these people too, you know? So I would start like selling stuff on the floor and yada yada. My numbers started cranking up, and then I kind of created a position for myself at the front door at the club, which they've never had. So I was basically like, you have your door girl when you walk into the strip club, right? But I was standing like kind of before the door girl, right? So like if there's a group of guys coming in trying to pitch them on a bottle, trying to pitch them on a section or whatever it may be. And I think I had that role for a few months, and I was like top liquor sales in the club. Granted, I was 19 at the time, you know.
You had that hustle inside of you.
Yeah. But no, so like I ran up those bottles kind of at the front for a little while. And then I kind of went back to being somewhat of like a floor manager, not an actual, like kind of like a VIP manager. You know, I would bus and I would sell and I would kind of do a mixture of everything. And then my dad has a second club here in Austin, Perfect 10 Highland. And you know, I was at the time, you know, young and rebellious and kind of beefing with a little bit of like the people working at my dad's clubs or whatever it was. And he had this other club that just had not been successful for a while. Like I think about 15, 20 years ago, it was Sugar's at the time. in Austin, and it was, I think, the #1 strip club in Austin at the time. But like, I think, you know, I got into the club over there, I think 2019, 2020. And the club had not, I think, broke over 120 grand for like 6 years or 7 years or 8 years or something like that. So, you know, my dad has just been complaining about this club. I'm like, why don't you just fucking let me go over there and try and do something? Can't be worse than what's already happening, you know? So I went over there. Our first month we did $130,000. Yeah, flooded the club with hot girls. And we just ran a pretty successful shift. For I guess up until COVID. I think I was in there for about like 9 months or so. And I guess just COVID hit, and you know, me and my dad just decided, yo, let's just part ways. Like, it's not worth my headache. It's not worth your headache anymore. And then I don't think I worked for like a month or two, and then I started bartending downtown. You know, and then yeah, just bartending, and then had the dream for the cut, and the rest is history. You know.
So yeah, then when did we meet then?
We met.
It's like probably late 2020.
I was gonna say,
2021.
Probably
Okay.
late 2020, right before, probably as like the cut was probably in motion to open up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was definitely not open yet. It was a bit before that. But,
Yeah, no, for sure. And like, I don't remember exactly what happened. I know I was lit as fuck, and I saw this handsome devil over here, and I'm like, yo, you got a grill? Me too, dog.
He was the only other guy in the at Greenlight Social. I
Yeah,
think.
you were at
2
Greenlight.
o'clock in
I
the
remember
morning
at
with the
Greenlight
grill.
being like, "What's happening over
And
there?"
and I'll say that we
Random bro.
we
It
were
really was. I
we
could see
random
the
bromance.
sparks flying already.
and you showed me where you got your grill, and we were talking grills for a little while. So we mean like in your
Grills,
teeth
yeah.
grills,
Yeah,
not like
no.
dad backyard hamburger and hot dogs grills. So last Friday we were celebrating my birthday. Bruce was nice enough.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I almost missed my fucking Uber looking for that damn grill.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
like, it's Jared's birthday.
Oh,
I gotta make sure I
God.
have the grill
So
in.
we had dinner with a group at Guest House. Bruce was there, and then he was DJing at Roma right after. So he set us up with an awesome birthday celebration. So I thank you so much for that. But
No,
he did
of
bring his
course.
grill, which I hadn't seen him wear for a while, and somebody talked me out of.
I did not
bringing
talk you
mine.
out of it. You asked me if I should bring it. And I said, I also just didn't want to carry it on my back.
On the podcast, I can find it.
Oh my god.
You're
But
gonna.
you
Is
know
it even
what?
fit your teeth?
I had
Is it gonna fit your teeth?
I don't know. I think it will. So I actually tried it on right before the dinner, and I was gonna wear it, and then you talked me out of it. So.
I didn't. Oh my god, the
fuck is
blame I am getting. Like, you're a grown man. I didn't talk you out anything.
I don't know if you could see what else is in there.
No, I
Okay,
didn't see
good,
shit.
good,
I
good,
won't
'cause
look
that's
either.
for-
I didn't
that's
see
for
shit.
later.
I won't look either.
But here,
The activities.
brought my grill.
Yeah, let's go. Bro, you know, and I almost brought mine, but I didn't. And I almost brought mine.
Is it gonna fit?
I don't know. Yeah, there you go.
Ooh,
That
let's
didn't feel
go,
good.
baby. Almost broke a tooth. but
Yeah,
it's-
I know. It's been a minute. My teeth have clearly shifted since. I'm
You
not
can
gonna.
hear it.
I
We
don't.
can hear it.
I don't think I'm gonna podcast with the grill in. I'm gonna take her out.
But this way the audience can see the
Oh
grill.
my god,
can
that's
see it
funny.
in
I was
action.
gonna bring it, and I'm like, nah, maybe I'm gonna be talking too much and shit.
I'm gonna put it there.
That's
That
funny.
actually
Yeah.
did kind of hurt my teeth, but I needed to. I needed to bring it out in
that's great.
honor of
The
us.
meeting.
Let's go.
I
love
know.
that. That's great.
Do you have any?
Yeah, and then it's been like a bromance ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've just, you know, obviously I've always looked up to you, look up to y'all, and you know how y'all been pushing since high school, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, dude.
We I think, what was I gonna say? So then there's like the music component as well,
Yes.
and the DJing. And I
Yes.
know, of course, like you wanted a place for house music. Talk about. I want to hear about like getting into DJing. Of course, by opening up the cut, you give yourself an opportunity to start.
So for sure, and that wasn't even, you know, that wasn't even like the goal when I opened up the cut. Like I
Because
just
you started DJing other places, I think, before the
for
cut
sure,
even.
yeah, for sure. I think my first place was in Pop.
Yeah,
Fucking believe
I
it or
remember
not.
that.
You know
Really?
what I
Yeah.
mean? Pop is not the same place it fucking used
Yeah.
to be. You know,
Yeah.
but they used to do like I think like a little house night on Wednesday or something, and that was like my first place. But no, like I genuinely opened up the cut like because like I knew like after like working for my dad's and obviously just seeing like the man that like he grew to be in the businesses that he had, right? I was like, fuck, like I don't want to fucking work for nobody, you know? And like I'm pretty good at this nightlife shit. So like let's open something up. And somehow within that time of like I think when I stopped working for my dad and like up until obviously till when I opened up the cut, like I found like a true deep love for like house music and stuff. So it was always my dream to like open up a club or open up a venue. And then once like this love for the music, I was like, oh, it's a fucking no brainer. Nobody's doing this shit. Let's fucking, try it. But the DJ, the DJ shit came after though. I think like, I don't know, like I think it was probably about, I don't know, 6 to 9 months after me opening up the cut. And I had never really like thought about it. I somewhat thought about it, but I always looked at like the board and shit. I was like, nah, that shit's too intimidating. Like, I don't need to learn that shit. I'm good with the club and this and that, like, And then one day I was at a show at the venue next to the concourse. I think they're part owners or something in it. It's called Mala something. No, Malavita and shit is all downtown, but I'm talking. There's another venue right next to
No,
Mala Santa, I think, or actually, yeah, that is Mala Santa. Yeah, it is Mala Santa. But I guess there was a show there, and like Gordo was playing that night, and I took like probably just too much acid, and like I'm just watching him, and I start crying. I'm like, I can do this. I can fucking do this.
That was like I remember like that was like your hero when you first started, right?
Yeah, that was definitely someone who like, I loved Gordo when I first like got into house music and stuff too. Like I, still love the dude. Absolutely phenomenal fucking producer. But I think I've definitely like I think the Martino's brothers are a little bit more somebody that I'm more like idolize, you could say, or really like look up to. But yeah, no, when I first got into it, Gordo definitely was. And yeah, when I was at a show, I was like, okay, like I can fucking do this,
So what was your first step?
Yeah.
To do that?
Honestly, so DJ Nice, rest in peace. He was more or less like a mentor for me. We would hang out on Sundays. We just kind of gravitated toward one another. And I kind of just told him one day, like, I want to get into this shit, And he kind of showed me like my first ropes to DJing and stuff, along with my boy Misco and my boy Marco Anthony too. Like I would just kind of go over their house and they would show me a little bit of things. And I think Nice was the first person to let me like plug in on decks. Like he was like playing like an unbar one night and there's like, fuck it, like come in, But yeah, he was the one that like kind of pushed me, and I would just sit in my room and practice,
But that's wild because that was again after the cut, so you're looking at like 2022 probably when you started.
Yeah, probably. I started
maybe 21.
I started DJing. No, I started DJing. Yeah, I think April or May of 21.
And you would have been 21 too, right?
Yes, I was 21 at that point.
So it's like you didn't even necessarily want to do it. You picked it up. Next thing you know, you made your way to do the Wednesday night thing at Pop.
Yes.
Then you're, shortly thereafter, you're DJing at the W pool during the
so
summer.
Funny. You have it right on. You just give me chills. You got it right on spot.
And then
that's good memory.
Because I remember. Yeah, I remember.
No, he has a very good memory.
That's great. My memory's fucked.
Yeah, he has a very good memory.
But like, I guess my point is like, a year later, you're opening for Diplo.
I mean, not to like pat myself on the back or anything, but it's just like the same way that like I've gotten to like whatever point that I've gotten like when I was working in the strip clubs or like getting to cut to where it's at, like I know how to fucking use my mouth. Like I have a good network of people, and like I genuinely know I'm good at what I do, So like, and I think other people believe that too, So like when you have, a lot of it is like other people, like Nick Sanchez helped me with like the whole first, what's the gig at the pool? The W, W gig and stuff. And, and like obviously my manager Gamma has been helping us like with like Freaky Deaky shows and stuff like that. But like all these people that are around us.
Oh, Gamma's your manager?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Oh,
okay. But basically like all these people that we have around us, it's like it's all family and it's all people who are generally friends and like want to see, like each other win and stuff.
And I think you are someone that people want to get behind. I think that too. So like,
I've been saying
everyone's great, but like you're also a type of person that people
thank
want to get behind and support.
Thank you.
And you say like exactly what you're gonna do, so of course people are gonna stand by you for that.
And I don't it's like I said, like I don't mean to sound fucking this or anything, but like it's like I genuinely believe I have that light and what it takes to get to that fucking level,
sure.
and like it's.
Yeah.
I've been saying that since I met you. This
you.
guy's got superstar status,
Mm-hmm.
superstar like power and ability. Like it's just a matter of
I just know
doing
it is,
the work. Like,
I'm doing the work.
Happen.
I manifest. I'm a man of God. That's all you can fucking do, and you have to be fucking delusional, like you have to really fucking believe it, and also you have to really understand the energy of what happens when you walk into a fucking room. And I totally get that,
for sure. You know how to work it. You know how to make it happen.
Being as humble as I can possibly say that, like.
But it doesn't make it not true. Like,
no,
you can be humble and it be the truth that you know
For
how
sure.
to like master energy.
For sure.
in a
I'm
room
not
and
an
you know how
asshole,
to do it.
guys.
No,
you know?
He's not at all. But again, like,
unless you fucking push me to be an asshole.
but that's the thing is like
I'm
I
only
think
an asshole when people are fucking scumbags. You know what I'm saying? And like,
I've never seen you be an asshole.
No, because we're always around
Right,
people
exactly.
we fucking love
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
Like. But there's haters.
Yeah.
There's haters.
I think
that comes with this shit. I mean, that's everybody.
sure.
But you're not doing shit right if people aren't fucking hating on you and talking shit. That's
Yeah.
just how this shit goes.
Especially when you have the kind of like star power that you carry. People they become haters.
Yeah,
really
but
easily.
it's all
Really
insecurities. It's all, but we all have our fucking insecurities, But like, there's no need to like. I always say like, there's no need to talk down on anybody's fucking name, Like.
Yep.
Just because you're jealous or insecure or like unhappy with whatever you got going on, like we're all unhappy at times. We all got our own shit going on, but it's like just be fucking nice and respectful.
100%. You have the charisma component, like the energy component. You have the you've always been a person where like you say you're gonna do something, you do it.
Yep.
That was something you just mentioned.
I may hit a couple brick walls, but I'll do it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you're
like,
gonna push
you'll-
through, or you're gonna figure out how to get over that wall. You're gonna figure it out.
So many people are like flaky, or they say I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that, and then like it never comes to fruition. Like you're a guy who like says you're gonna do something and then you take action on it. So like, where do you think all of that comes from? You said you're a man of God.
question.
Now we can get into
Yeah.
like that stuff too,
Yeah.
but like
I don't know. Not that I don't know. I mean, like, I didn't grow up with my pops, right? So, like, I can't say that, like, I grow from, like, looking at him and, like, having that determination, like, seeing how successful and independent he's came up, as a human. But also, like, part of me also wants to think that, like, it's kind of in your genes, I mean, I have siblings who have not taken after that, but like it's someone in your genes, but also like, I don't know, I'm a fucking Jew, like we get after this paper.
really in your genes, I guess so. Maybe right.
It's very deep in the genes. Very deep.
It's very deep in the genes.
Can't even express. Like, that's the only answer you can come up with. I love it.
Flipping that one for
Yeah,
sure.
no, I was just gonna say that. Fuck.
But so, I mean, we're talking about you working in strip clubs at 19 and like all the success. That
I think
you've had
also like a
over the
lot of
last-
it. Sorry, not to interrupt, but like I think it's just like like I came here, like I grew up, a very like very like lower middle class lifestyle style almost. Like we had everything we needed, but like we never had anything we wanted. You know what I'm saying? But blessed beyond the no, like I think more or less like, fuck, I'm even losing my train of thought. I'm so sorry,
Yeah, take
guys.
your time.
Fuck, I just
Coming
went
up
so
lower,
hard.
middle,
Huh?
you're saying growing up lower middle class.
Oh,
and-
I'm just saying like, I think you get like a little bit more of appreciation for things, a little bit growing up that way. And also I grew up in fucking, I grew up like right on the border of Delray and Boca, but I went to school in Boca, and you kind of see, nobody really has the value of $1 out there and stuff, So I think it kind of just pushed me of like, okay, like I want to be able to live a life where I can fucking buy things that I want, or I can do whatever I want. And I think when I moved over here and I like, even when I met my dad when I was 16, I didn't know he owned like clubs or strip clubs or anything, It's like when I moved here and I'm like, oh, this is how you can move in life, You know what I'm saying? Like, for real,
Yeah.
like, this is how you can fucking move in life. Like,
Yep.
I want to be big boss walking in the fucking building, you
Yep.
know? So, like, I think, then in essence, like, that did somewhat, light a fire under my ass for sure.
It does seem to be like a theme for a lot of people where it's like you grow up lower middle class. Like I grew up lower middle class, like with my mom in New Jersey. But then, you start to see what actually is possible outside. So you kind of grow up with like a grinder, like take care of myself, independent kind of mentality.
Yes.
And then you start to see what other people have accomplished. I started to see that like
100%.
when I started going to college, especially, and living and working in New York. I started to see like, oh wow, like there's like a lot more that can be that I can make of myself.
No, for sure.
And if you have like that, like the struggle, and you've had to work through that, and then you see what you can accomplish, it kind of like propels you
For
versus
sure.
having it easy.
I totally agree.
and
I
not
totally
being able to-
agree. I totally agree. I mean, I think especially like it was in my shoes because it's like it's my dad.
Yep.
I'm just like, the fuck, like
Yeah.
anybody's fucking human. Anybody can really just push through and like become hella successful. You
Yeah.
know, like
And do it in like a way of like on your own, like entrepreneurial.
100%. Yeah, totally agree.
So
Totally agree.
again, like thinking back to 19 and like around the time I met you prior to the cut, and then here we are in 2025, and we had celebrated your birthday
Yes.
a couple months ago, your 25th birthday, or last month,
Yes.
your 25th birthday. Just celebrated my 38th birthday, so there's 13 years difference here.
Yes.
Yet, like I say, this dude's like my soul brother.
Yeah, I love you.
I see a world where like there's like a universe where like I tried to be you. At like 20,
said that to me before.
2021, there's like a universe where like I tried to, and I would never have pulled it off the way that you pulled it off. I would not be nearly as cool and nearly as like done as much as you've accomplished, because like I just didn't have that in me at that point. Like I just didn't know it. But like I guess over the last 5 years, I feel like you've come a tremendous way, and like it's not that you've come so far over the course of 5 years, because like a lot of people can change quite a bit over that period of time. But I think, or I guess more like 4 years since I've known you. But like the fact that you had that much growth at such a young age, from 20 to 25, I think is really what's fascinating to me. I think tremendous like spiritual growth, if we want to call it that. Again, like a certain level of commitment that you don't really see in a lot of people your age necessarily, or younger. The level of like hustler and like go-gettitiveness, but actually like making it happen, and not like half-assing it, like actually doing it the way that it should be done. I just wanted to like maybe hear a little bit about how that has gone for you, or why that's occurred, or like what has occurred.
I mean, I think there's a lot of things. I mean, I think we kind of went over like the hustle aspect of it. The part more or less of like I want to say, I mean, spiritual journey, I think started obviously when I started taking psychedelics, obviously I think that's when I started getting closer with God and stuff.
So when was that?
I mean, I took mushrooms for the first time when I was like 18 or 17 or something like that. But like, I think when I first had the realization of like, holy fuck, I have hands. Like, no, like, what the fuck am I?
Yeah.
How am I like here? And what is this thing that I'm in right now? I think it was during like, I think it was like 20 or something, like pandemic,
Same for me.
Changed a lot of people.
Yeah.
But for the better, I think.
Yeah, no, of course.
Bruce gave me my first mushrooms.
I did, but they were old mushrooms and they didn't hit. But like,
I needed some like.
Jared's like, I'm taking mushrooms.
I
I was
needed
like,
some dummy ones, just to get over the hump.
Crazy.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy to
into
think
it.
about it. It's crazy to think about it. But no, yeah, I mean, it was definitely through the psychedelics. But even through the psychedelics, like, there was a lot of things that I didn't realize were going on, like, internally inside of me, and it took me having to hurt certain people that were close with me, to really kind of dive deep and realize that I've been in therapy for 2 years now, maybe a little over 2 years now. and I've gone fucking deep, you know.
You've
but,
done
like,
a ton of work.
Yeah, I've done a ton of work. I mean, I think just like, I mean, I don't want to get into it like too hard, you know. But basically, I was not a good person to myself. I was not the best person to people around me, and I, you know, it was just yeah, it's just, you know, some people, I think they're able to be shitty and like, you know, not think about it or maybe not sit in it as hard. But I think just the certain people that I hurt had poured a lot of love in me, and probably more love than I've ever received out of any human in my whole life. So I think it just makes you switch different, and you'll still fuck up. You know, like I've still fucked up even after having those realizations.
But you're also 25. And like everybody fucks up, and you're allowed to fuck up.
For sure. But I think genuinely though, in the last like 9 months, I've definitely been in a headspace to where like I won't fuck up again, and I haven't fucked up. You know. But yeah, dude, I think like everybody's got to go through their own path of like realizing when to wake up and when not to wake up. I think maybe I just went through the school of hard knocks a little bit earlier than most people do. I think most people at 18, you know, like they go to college or whatever and get stuck in the bubble, you know, and get stuck in the bubble till you're 22, and then you start having the school of hard knocks, all right? So then it's usually by the time you're 30, you know, you start having these type of, you know, thoughts. But like I was running a fucking strip club at 19, you know what I mean? Like I've been as toxic as I can to myself and to people around me, you know? And I just got to a certain point of where, you know, and I mean, I think like when you reach, I think I've always had the level of spirituality, right? But like from a young age, you know, like I have fucking Einstein taking a tab of acid on my fucking throat, you know, like I was always a big tripper. But like once you really realize what like tripping in this life is about, it's really about being a fucking good human, then it's just like, you know, like you're like, I have to fucking change, you know, and it's tough. It's tough.
Because you realize it's not just about that, but like the universe starts blessing you and blessing you and blessing you the more that
and you see how much like the universe starts fucking you and fucking you and fucking you when you're being a piece of shit. You know?
Were you gonna say something?
No, it was something along those lines. I'm not gonna repeat anything.
But yeah, man, it's, you know, it's I think it's like anything in this fucking world, right? Like if, you know, behind the cloud, like you have to go through the fucking cloudy days to get to like being a spiritual and like a good human. Like unless there's some people who honestly grow up and they have beautiful fucking parents who teach them about love and teach them about, you know, nutrition and teach them about how you're actually supposed to treat people around you and your siblings and this and that, you know. But like beyond that, we're just products of our fucking environment, you know.
But all the time.
You could say that, but then it's like, but if you grew up that way and you were being told all the right things all the time, like even if you had the best, most loving parents, there is also something to like not having to learn it on, like you almost have to learn it on your own to some extent.
I think you do have to learn it on your own, but I think coming up with parents who are like, I don't even want to say, just have like a guidelines of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it.
I'm gonna move this so that it's like more.
Yeah, no, you're good. You know, like I don't know. I just think it's like I think a lot of the reasons why people act the way they are is because like generation have act the fucking same. You know, and like that's why I still have tendencies that I have. That's, I mean, as much as like we go through life and learn our own things, right? Like it's fucked, but like most of the shitty shit that happens through our life, it's because we weren't fucking taught it, you know, and like there wasn't some sort of loving and nurturing nature around it, you know. It was more of a belittling nature, or maybe, you know, like
making it a complex and like making it be like, oh, I have a fixed mindset of like who I am or what I'm supposed to be.
Exactly. You know. So no, I don't know. I see how my parents have raised me and like how a lot of people have like grown up and how their parents have raised them. And I think there's a way to let your kid or whoever it is like still learn through his own shit, but like still be there for them without, you know, like without judging or like really comforting and being like, hey, like you fucked up, but who gives a fuck? You already did that shit. Now this is how you're supposed to act, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like going back to the idea of like most people growing up in a bubble and going to college and stuff. And I said, you know, there's a universe where like I would have tried to open after hours nightclub and become a DJ at 20 or 21 like there is, because I even posted like a thing today where like I show my my diploma, my like law school diploma. I'm like, I have this. I keep it in the closet. I don't even really want it. Like I didn't
It's rolled up in like the shipping box that it came in, or shipping container.
I did this because like I was just doing what like I was told to do, and now finally I'm following my passion.
You also know the fucking law though. It's a pretty good thing to know. You know?
Sure. I guess so.
Understanding the law and understanding that there's
understanding
gray.
how the law works
Exactly.
is what's important.
Yeah.
But like I just think it's interesting how like that I was in that bubble. I was for an extended period of time, and the whole time I'm like, I don't really want this. I'm like looking for an out, like a different option. It took me an extra 12 years. Like took me to COVID. Same thing that you said. You had like that real awakening during COVID. Like for me, it was like, oh, what am I doing? Like this, none of this makes sense. Like I got to do something totally different. You just learned it a lot earlier.
Yeah, 'cause you didn't go into that.
I mean, but also like, you know, and that's like, I think there's like a lot of like, I don't even say like destined for this shit to happen, you know, but it's like, and not even get lucky, but like my story more or less like kind of adds up and makes sense, right? It's like, okay, like I realized my dad was in strip clubs, right? And I'm like, oh, this is dope. Like I would love to own clubs. These are fun, you know. And it's such a young fucking age, you know what I mean? And then like I would hear house tracks. I'm like, oh, I like this music. And then you know you get older, you start taking drugs, and you go to fucking raves, and then it's like, okay, like it's a no fucking break. It was almost like this is everything on my fucking plate. Like I might as well push towards it, you know. But even like you were saying you didn't want to go to law school necessarily, like from the jump.
I wanted to do it because I thought that it would make me successful, not because I wanted anything to do with like law school or being a lawyer.
You weren't interested
or any of that. It was literally just like,
this
what
is what's
is
gonna
this
make
the
me
thing
rich?
I'm supposed to do that's gonna make me rich and make
yeah.
people respect me? Like really was like the extent of it.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, I mean, but even on that, like I think that's like somewhat a good, like I think a lot of people like, I mean, I think a lot of people nowadays are really just going to college, like just to go to fucking college so they can party for 4 years and just, you know what I mean? And like have that experience, you know? Like I think like, so that's why I'm not saying, I don't think college is bad. And like, obviously there is that bubble, right? But like, if you're going to college, like knowing what you want to get out of like university or college, I think it's totally different. And like, and beyond it, like, even if you don't and you end up like not wanting to use your shit, like, hey, that's something that you completed and got through and like, and whatever, you know?
I would just say like most people should lean into what they're actually interested in and what their passions obviously are. And that doesn't mean don't
Some people
go to college.
don't know that at 18.
Oh,
I
for
know.
sure.
And I think that like college can be a time to explore those things, but like it's not going to be if you go in and you like major in like business management and you just do your coursework and don't explore like other things. Like that should be your like experiment time to figure out what do I actually
want to do,
and then like as opposed to like me, which is like I went in, I aced, I graduated summa cum laude. I had like a 4.0 GPA in undergrad, and then I was like, okay, like there's no jobs available, so I'll go to law school. It was just like checking the boxes of like what makes somebody successful as opposed to going like, hey, I'm actually like really interested in this stuff. I'm gonna go like all in on that.
But don't you think like a lot of that is in tune to like our parents not like showing us? Like,
no, without a doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's like literally what it was.
I mean, it's like you go to college.
Yeah, you
like,
go.
You go, like, that's what you do.
And even me, like I was going to fucking ACC, and like by the time I started managing my dad's clubs, like I wasn't fucking going to school anymore. He thought I was for 2 months, and then he just stopped asking fucking questions because I'm working fucking 50, 60 hours a week, you know?
Yeah.
But even that, like when I was going for fucking general. I was literally just going because I had to fucking go.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't.
Yeah, and not
It's like give me that tuition money. Let me go.
And you're running businesses, not with like no business course and no business degree. And you're running businesses.
Exactly.
Like, look at that.
No, even that. Like, I think like, and even business, like, I couldn't like. I did 2 semesters. No, not 2. What? I did half a year of ACC, and like, or it was like the quarters or whatever the fuck. But like, our first quarter, like, I had a math class, and like. Bro, college math is fucking retarded. Like, no, it really is. I was like, because I was like, if I'm gonna go for anything, I'm gonna go for business. But then like business has the most fucking math class, most math classes. So I'm like, hell no.
So you said
I did general
when
studies.
you say retarded, you mean it was hard or it was easy?
No, hard.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's hard as fuck. No, super hard. Like
That's why you get a CPA or an accountant for your businesses, and then you just run the business.
100%. You know, like
You just have the star. You have the star power.
but
you
even
have the
CPA,
network.
I wish they would have taught me that in high school.
Yeah, right.
Instead
For
of like,
real.
what, you know
for
what
sure.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
I wish they taught me how. I always say like how a mortgage worked.
No.
They taught me how a mortgage worked.
and that's
That'd be
my whole
nice.
point. That's where it's
Or how
like,
the taxes work.
I think this generation's a little different. It's like, you know, like even my parents, like, you have to fucking go to school. And it's like, but like, what the fuck is school doing for me?
Yeah.
It's really not doing shit. Like me personally, it's not doing
No,
shit
for
for
sure.
me.
But also, like when they told you to go to school, did they give you any guidance, or they just like go do it? Because that's what my parents did. They were
No,
just like,
they
go for
literally
it.
just said, I don't
Yeah,
give a
that's
fuck
what
what
you
you do,
do.
but
Yeah.
you just have to be in school.
My dad, I took like the pre-SAT or whatever to go to school.
Yes.
And like I didn't study for it. I didn't get any guidance for it. I was just like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. You do the PSAT and then you do the SAT and then you go to college. So like just again checking the boxes, no guidance at all. I took the PSAT and I got like not a great like it wasn't a bad score, but it was like a middle of the road score. My dad, you know, I was a smart kid, so I think he thought I was gonna like knock it out of the park. And I remember he was like, "What the fuck is this? Like how did you do so bad?" I'm like, "Dad, like you didn't even buy me like a study guide. Like I didn't like have
No,
anything."
I think there's whole like fucking textbooks to learn.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
fucking
there's
PSAT.
courses you can go take.
You could get me a tutor, or you could just
If you were
tell
so
me that I should
concerned.
do better. Like you didn't even. Yeah, if you were so concerned, like maybe
Like,
get
nah,
me.
my boy's the smartest.
Get me a
Throw him up there. He doing
Honest.
get me a study book or something or a tutor. We got. Do you have anything over there?
You talking about wine? Oh no, you're talking
No,
about
you
topics.
can just-
You pour more
Why,
wine.
explain why you brought the wine.
Bro, one like, so like I honestly wasn't nervous like coming over here, but like the second we like y'all pulled up and I sat in these chairs, I started to get a little nervous. I'm like, why don't like you see like I even like forgot my train of thought. Like
you
that's how I
could.
knew I was fucking nervous. Like that's the shit. That's the type of shit I'd be scared of. Like that's gonna happen.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I brought the wine because I'm like, okay, honestly, like it's one of my homeboys' birthday and like all my boys been partying all day, but I'm like, no, I'm committed to this fucking podcast. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Let's like
Oh, that was nice of
let's
you.
sip on some wine and but also like, bro, like I told you, like Rogan and them, they all be chilling and
That's
sitting
right.
on the podcast. Like
love it.
It's not like I brought like a fucking bottle of whiskey, you know, like
Well,
I like the wine.
I could do you one better.
someone. Nah, you brought some tequila?
No.
Oh shit.
So, hold on. The last 2 weekends we have had dinner together, and over the course of those 2 nights, I heard you make a pretty bold claim 3 different times.
What are you gonna clock me for rolling a cigarette?
Rolling. Actually, I
had
have
a fucking great idea.
I have something better
I'm
than a
ready,
cigarette.
babe.
No.
Oh shit!
I got
What
some-
is it?
It's
Yeah, I was like, you know what?
Herbal
He keeps
supplement.
claiming this. Let's make it live.
so Bruce claimed to be the fastest at rolling in all of Austin.
No, I definitely.
So I
am.
brought him
I definitely.
a little bit of
Wait, is the reefer already broken up?
yeah. It's in
All right,
there.
so am I timing this right now?
We
When-
brought
No,
we brought
no.
some.
It's you gotta time me from the second. Look, I gotta get.
Hold on. Let me just explain what we're doing here really quick. So we have some, I don't know, herbs.
Herb.
We have some rolling papers. There's the you could do a blunt with the cigar wraps, or you could do the paper,
Nah, hell
or you
no.
have your own paper.
I don't know how
too.
to roll raps. That's
Okay,
I'm gonna be
that's fine.
honest with you. I don't know how to do raps.
So we're gonna time him and see exactly how fast he can roll, and then every other guest we're gonna have them do the same thing and see if they can beat it. I'm only kidding.
Bro,
we're not gonna
there's
do
no
that.
way. I'm gonna
just
smoke
kidding. We're not
everyone.
gonna do that part. But we
Um,
are gonna time you, and then
Can I put
now
a
let's
little
get-
bit of tobacco in here or no?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Will
then
you still
it's-
smoke it with me after
Yeah, of
this?
course.
Or no. Okay. Okay.
We're not gonna light it in here, but we will light it.
No,
outside.
no. I figured. I would have already been smoking cigarettes in here.
I
if we
keep
could
looking
smoke
over
in
at the
here.
producer to see if we're gonna get kicked
I
out.
already figured. We're just rolling.
Okay, so do you have your thing?
I'm
ready?
ready to go.
So-
So when you let me know.
He's
But
preparing.
look,
he's putting
it's
a little bit
gotta
of
be-
tobacco in
'cause
the.
look-
It's THCA, so it's totally
Yeah.
legal.
Not for maid next door.
Oh my god. Okay. But no, we have to time it from the second. Look, like the second it's in the joint, right? And then like y'all, you guys gotta be like ready, set, go, right? And then
Okay.
Type shit. No, there's gotta be a countdown, you know?
For sure, of course.
Gotta be a countdown, okay? So I'm gonna get
It doesn't even have to be those. If you like yours more, your papers, like you could do that.
Nah, fuck it. You give every guest these
No, I'm
tips.
not going to. This is not going to be a
Our
guest.
other
This is not
guest,
going to
I
be a
don't know
regular
if,
guest.
Bro, but honestly, the cigarette will be okay. I'm gonna use my paper
Yeah,
though,
that's what
because
I'm
it
saying.
will be quicker. Nah, if are you gonna use this paper with every?
I'm
guest?
literally not going to do it with every guest. This is just a you. This is just a you thing.
Yeah, you're the only person we know who has
Bro,
claimed
because
this.
with this one, I'm super quick.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's look. We want it to look as
No,
impressive as possible.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I left the paper in the car.
Again,
I'm
when
gonna
we
still
clip
be super
this,
quick.
we're clipping this one for Instagram.
No, for sure, for sure.
So let's make it.
Okay, let me just get it in there.
Talk us through how you're doing this.
Okay, I mean, they can't. I wish we could do a little zoom, you know? Like, well, one, I'm just putting it in there, okay? I'm just gonna. Okay, now, Katelyn, you
Yes.
tell me when you're. Look, I
Damn,
haven't
I don't know.
rolled-
This feels like a little bit of a head start.
Why? It's in there.
Okay.
It's in there.
Okay,
Look,
so we're
not-
starting
I
from
haven't
it
rolled
being in there.
Look, I
Yeah, it's
haven't
not rolled. It's just
anything.
laid in
Okay.
there.
It's
Okay.
literally just in there.
We have a filter. We have some papers, and we have some goods.
I'm
All
ready
right.
when you are.
All right, 3,
Two,
2, 1.
go. Done.
4.5 seconds.
Damn, dude, that's sick. That's sick. It is beautiful.
Seconds.
Put it up to
could've
the
been
camera.
quicker.
It is
I
beautiful.
swear,
It's
if I had my
perfect.
cigarette, if I had my little
It's
cigarette, if I had my
perfect.
little cigarette paper, because they're like a quarter inch shorter, I would have been like 2.5 seconds.
Do you have
4.5 seconds.
I have it in the car.
Go get it real quick.
I could run
Yeah,
real
let's
quick.
go get it real quick. Let's see if we can
I
do it.
bet you I could get it under 3 seconds.
Okay, let's do it. Let's try
I
it.
bet you I
Let's
could
try
get it
it.
under
Okay.
3 seconds for sure.
We can edit this out.
Oh my god.
This is funny.
That's awesome.
By the way, this was Caitlin's idea.
Yeah, it was my idea.
Good idea. Bro.
Thank you.
Really well done.
Yeah, I was
Well
like,
ex-
we
well-
need an activity with Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other night when I said it to him at dinner, he's like, "What are you gonna make me like pin the tail on a donkey?" I'm like, something like that.
Sort of. It's not too far.
Like, sure, give me something like that.
Actually, I got an idea.
Oh gosh,
All right.
another idea.
Oh, okay.
So, how you think you could shave a half second off? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think I could shave like 2 whole fucking seconds off.
think you
Watch
do it in
this
2
shit.
seconds?
Bro,
Okay.
2.5. I get under 3. I'm gonna get it under 3. I'm gonna get it under 3. I'm gonna get it under 3. All right, hold on. Where's my pack of tobacco? Got my filters in there. Okay, right here.
There you go. Yeah, so Bruce is fancy, and
I'm
he
under
rolls,
pressure,
and he
too.
rolls his own cigarettes.
I do.
Yes.
They're way healthier for you.
Absolutely.
Way healthier for you. And you look fucking badass doing
do.
it, you know?
It's a cool look.
And I walked out, he was like, that was fucking fast. Okay, it's in there.
Okay. So ready?
3,
2,
2, 1, go. Done.
Oof.
3:15.
Oh, it's pretty good though.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right.
It's pretty
Last one.
good.
Last one.
It's pretty good.
It's great. You did an excellent job. Last one. Eyes closed.
Oh, easy though. Maybe 5. Maybe 5 seconds. Maybe 5 seconds.
And then we'll wrap it up on this one.
Okay. Damn, that's fucking funny. You know what? I had a feeling that I had a feeling you were gonna pop your girl in when we came
Okay.
over here.
Hold on.
And I had
I'll
a
pop my girl in
feeling-
for the last.
And I
roll.
had a feeling you were gonna ask me to roll a fucking cigarette.
Really?
I swear to God. Okay, Katelyn,
Ready?
ready?
3, 2, 1.
Go. Oh wait, eyes closed. Hold on.
Start over.
Eyes closed. Eyes
Yep.
closed.
3, 2, 1, go.
Done.
Damn, dude.
3, 3, 5.
Damn.
So that's
pretty
like
good.
barely even
Yeah.
longer.
Dude. Well
Damn.
done.
Impressive.
I'm a fucking professional.
Yeah, I know. I can
I
tell.
swear there's no one quicker than me.
I can't imagine someone going quicker.
That's really fast. That's
I don't
obscenely
think anyone
fast.
can go
I
quicker.
can't do it if you gave me 3 minutes.
You try it. You do it.
Yeah.
3 hours later.
We don't have enough time.
But yeah, definitely
I only
need a
paid for an
SpongeBob.
hour at the podcast studio, so I don't know.
Definitely need a
we do.
SpongeBob.
You know what? If you set it up, I'll see
I'll
if I
set you
can
up
roll
and
it.
see if you can
Yeah.
roll it. Okay. I got you.
Yeah, because what do you use for your rolling stuff?
I use
that?
cones.
The cones.
But generally, I like to just like
See, I'm
get
even
pre-rolls.
quicker than people stuffing fucking cones.
Yeah, oh,
Definitely.
for sure.
Oh, easily.
Bro, I'm
This is gonna
telling
be
you.
the most embarrassing moment on the
I'm
podcast.
telling you. It's all right.
Are you planning to open up a club for like regular hours?
Yeah, actually, we're trying to turn the old cut into regular hours.
Nice.
And
And it's still same like concept of house music.
Yeah, still same, but yeah, I can't give the full concept.
Okay, okay.
Yet,
Sure.
but we're
Little
gonna
teaser?
But we're gonna have some. We gonna have some dope shit. We gonna have some dope shit over there.
Okay, so I'm gonna. This is not gonna go well.
Well, but then he gets 60 seconds top, right?
Like I have to stop him at 60
yeah,
seconds.
you gotta stop it. Like you said, he paid for an hour in here. You know, like 60 seconds stop.
Oh my god.
Nope. Couldn't even pass it off. Okay.
Okay, you ready, honey?
Oh no. Okay.
3,
3, 2, 1, go.
Fuck. This isn't gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen.
Don't sell
You got
yourself
60
short.
seconds. Come on, don't give up. You don't give up on anything else in life.
hands
Don't give up on this.
My hands are all.
No excuses. All right, don't blame your sweaty hands.
My issue is I tried to go fast as opposed to just going slow and steady. Slow and steady. Look at all the tobacco on my hands.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
You got
it?
Not
You got
terrible.
it. Not terrible.
I mean, it's not good, but it's not.
No,
it's not,
not
awful.
bad.
It's
Not
not
bad.
awful.
36 seconds.
Let's go.
I'll
That's
take it.
good. That's good. I'll take that.
Bruce
Coach,
did
good coach.
it.
I didn't think you were gonna fucking do it, honestly.
I didn't think so either. Cool. Well, that was fun.
Oh fuck.
Oh my gosh.
great.
All right. Well, with the last few minutes here, like, is there anything that you would like to share with the audience? Anything you'd like to plug, or how can people find you? How can people follow you?
Y'all can find me Instagram, BruceXTS or XTX, or losdos.us.
Bruce STX.
XTX. That's like my
XTX.
regular Insta handle. But now, guys, come visit us at the Cut, 401 Sabine. Yeah, we're working on turning our old location right now into a regular hours club. Old Cut is legendary. We got a lot of memories in that place. But yeah, we're working on getting that open. And yeah, no, besides that, I think we kind of... What else? You got any more topics for me? Or what?
I mean, I do feel bad because on Friday I did say I was going to go to the Cut, and then we ended up.
Oh, no. It's all, you know what,
We
Brandon?
were. I'll just say this: I've been to the opening night of the first 3 renditions of the Cut, and I haven't been to the new one
Oh,
yet.
you really haven't been to the new
No,
one
we
yet?
haven't yet.
What a fucking piece of shit.
I
huh?
feel like shit about it. And then I literally I never make commitments that I don't keep, and I said I was gonna go, and then it was 1:45,
bro,
and I
it
was
was your
super
fucking
drunk.
birthday. We had been at dinner since 9
Yeah.
o'clock. Like, it is what it fucking is.
Oh, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just no, that's really about it.
You said Brandon, something about Brandon,
Oh,
which
I
is
was
maybe
just
a
say-
good.
No, I
a
was
good,
gonna say
start.
Brandon. No, Brandon had texted me like, "Fuck it, I'm on the way," and I thought it was you. And then he pulled up. It was chill, but I really thought you were busting a U-turn.
Oh my
I was like,
god.
Jared's coming. Brandon's like, no fucking way. I was like, yes, he's coming. But no, I looked back and you didn't text me.
Well, I'll make it there soon enough.
Oh,
I will.
Sure.
And I guess we'll see you at the concourse on
Saturday.
Saturday. It's gonna be
Saturday.
awesome. I'm super. I'm actually really happy that it's gonna work out that way.
yeah,
it's gonna
that's
be
super
perfect.
dope. That's
Yeah.
super dope.
So the patio, like,
If they
outside-
don't just
no,
fucking
but
just
outside
text
the-
me and I'll.
okay. Is that what I'm thinking of? Like outside
No,
the
yeah,
VIP
literally the
area?
patio. You know, like usually we're like, you know, when you come in the hallway, like straight out the doors.
The back,
Oh,
the
yeah.
new
Okay,
outside
yeah.
area.
Yeah,
For
no,
sure.
but
Super sick.
I guess it's like super. It's huge now, so like I'm wondering how they're gonna do it. But remember how it used to be blocked off?
Mm-hmm.
Not blocked off, but it was just like that little back area.
Yeah. Oh, so now it's more than that.
Haven't you guys have been since? No,
Yeah.
With, like
It's
the
like
whole VIP. You can
Yeah,
like
exactly.
walk. You can like walk from the back of the VIP all
Yeah.
the way to like the patio area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's definitely gonna be.
I can't imagine where you're gonna be performing, but like it's a great patio.
No, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
I don't know where the
Good patio.
Great patio.
patio.
Cool, dude. Thank you so much for being here. We'll have you on again. We'll have you on again for
It'll be
sure.
less nerve-wracking next time.
Yeah, for
too,
sure.
You know.
Great.
I will.
No, I did. I said like besides the losing my train of thought, I did great.
You're
We got 3
Not
minutes.
acoustic.
Acoustic. We got 3 minutes left. Let's just say this: you hit me up today about an hour or so ahead of being here, and you said I hit leg day and the sauna. I'm feeling good. Let's go.
Let's go.
Like you've put on like serious muscle. You become like a grown ass man in the
Thank
last
you.
couple of years.
I
dude.
I have a little bit of body dysmorphia, but I do think I have changed a lot in the last fucking
Yeah.
year of my body for sure.
Hitting leg day.
Bro, I mean, so I realized I can't hit leg days on Fridays. Because it fucks me up for the weekend.
Or
Because I'm standing most of the fucking
after
Or
a night
Sunday
of drinking.
mornings.
Yeah, that was really bad. That was really bad.
I don't think anyone can do that.
was really bad.
Like a real leg.
But
day.
I woke up, like, I guess I was still drunk. I'm like, I'm ready to go. Like, let me go hit the gym.
Do you just
bro.
purposely hit leg days on the days you're gonna see me?
No, that's funny. That's funny as fuck. No, but like literally, I was like, I don't want to hit leg days on fucking Thursday or Friday anymore because then you're just like sore the whole weekend.
You're like
and you're
hunched
always-
over the whole time.
Fuck, it's just shitty fucking feeling.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't know anything left to say. Like,
No,
just
I don't think so.
just
We're at an hour.
yeah, just be fucking kind, motherfuckers.
Right?
Kind, yeah. Yeah,
Be
leave
kind.
us, give
be
us,
kind
leave us
to
with a quote.
yourself.
Leave us with a
Huh?
quote.
Leave us with a quote.
Putting you on
now
the
I have
spot.
pressure. No, yeah, now you really put me on the spot.
Be kind is a good one.
¿Por qué no los dos?
What is that?
That's a
mean?
quote. Why not los dos?
Why not Los Dos?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Bruce,
that's simple.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you for
thank
joining.
you.
I
Love you,
you,
dude.
bro. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Woo!
All right. Thanks, y'all. Like and subscribe.
Yes, sir. Fuck yeah.
Cool.
Woohoo!